All right, guys, welcome to our team call. It is Tuesday, December 15th.
Yeah.
And 10 days till Christmas. Who's ready? Hey, I'm impressed at us. We just wrapped all the gifts we bought today. We're on a roll. All right, people that brought in new coaches this week. Kind of had a slower week this week, but that's okay because things are going to be picking up like wildfire next month. Michelle Harvey, and that was her first coach.
Yeah.
So yay. Congrats, Michelle, if you're listening to this. Bethany Newby, Mulaney Akey signed up 2 coaches, Taylor Savage, Kim Adams, Sarah Axthelm. I signed up 1, Vivian Lavaric, and Kelly Greenhill. So our top recruiter of the week is Mulaney Akey. Success Club so far, I have Success Club, and Amy Clark actually has Success Club 8 already, so she's rocking this month. And I think she just earned her Success Starters ticket for Summit too, so that's really awesome. Miranda and Shelly both have 4 points, so you guys are almost there. I know, Shelly, I know you're going to hit it. Miranda too. And then Michelle Harvey, Lisa Langston, and Barbie all have Success Club points on the board this month so far, so that's good. Not really too many announcements today. Basically, just make sure you listen to the National Wake Up Call if you have not yet, because it was really good. Basically, she went into encouraging you to be posting 3 to 5 times a day, and she actually gave you the post ideas, like the jab, 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 right hook type posts. For the daily post, she suggested doing post 1 as a motivational quote / selfie, and she kind of basically said, do not use a stock photo. It has to be yourself, something, with a quote on it of your own. Post 2, what are you doing right now? It doesn't matter. Even if it's boring, you're going to post it anyway. A healthy recipe you made for post 3, or your Shakeology recipe or something Shakeology related. Workout, post 4 would be like a workout related photo, and then post 5 would be those hook posts for the coaching opportunity in the challenge groups. So those of you that are struggling with posting, it's a really good call to listen to because she gave some really good tips. She also said that she actually is critiquing her coaches' timelines, which I thought was a really, really good idea. So I'm not going to go to your timelines and critique and just start messaging you. But if you want me to go to your timeline, kind of scroll through, see, where maybe you could improve a little bit, or, if I think something may be a little off or something may help you in the future to keep doing more of, because, you had a really good post and you got to keep doing it. Just anything. So I can go to your timelines and critique if you want, but I'm going to let you message me because I'm not just going to go to everybody's timeline and critique them. So, and she basically said, just be coachable. If I do critique your posts and I tell you, you should be doing more of this or less of this or whatever, actually do it. Don't waste your own time and my time and just have it go in one ear and out the other. Actually be coachable with it. So, and I was looking through The Office and I saw an article on challenge groups. So if you're struggling with what to post in your challenge groups, they actually gave they had a training article in there, which I thought was really good. It told you exactly what to post in just post ideas like Plank Wednesday or, stuff like that, just to keep your challenge groups more engaged. And Shelly, I know you do really well at that too.
What? I'm sorry, I actually was typing something. What was it?
You do really well at challenge group, keeping your challenge groups interactive.
Okay.
Just make the Plank Wednesdays or
yep.
Keep it fun or post the recipe that you used. Just the more fun and interactive you can keep it, the more likely those people are going to come in and actually show up into the challenge group. So
I was just gonna tell you, Alice too is close, and there she is.
oh yay!
Sorry.
Hey, I actually just got done rambling, so you're fine. You're like right on time.
Perfect.
How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Tuesdays is one of my late nights.
Yeah. What do you do for work again?
I'm actually a software engineer.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Yeah. It's, help program the navigation and landing units in commercial aircraft.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right up there. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and let you get started on your tips for us from Jimmy's training.
Okay, so like I told Shelly, I took like 10 pages of notes, so
Yeah.
I've condensed it down to like a page and a half. So
Yeah, awesome. Hey, that works.
okay, the first thing was that I thought was really cool is that before the day before he sent out a video and he had us do a memory jogger, and being new, I've seen the memory joggers that Coach Basics and all that, and I did them, but I didn't. The cool thing is he sits there and reads a list. This video is like 13 minutes long, and at least 10 of it is him just reading through this list of careers and names and places and, you know, anything. I don't know where he pulled this list from, but anything and everything, and any name that pops in your head, you're just supposed to write it down.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, considering I've just done this, I think I came up with like 20 names, but there was people on there that had like hundreds, 400s, 500. I'm like, wow, okay, you know a lot of people.
That's pretty awesome.
Right? And then it was really cool because he's like, okay, now take that list and do something. In the wall, you don't get to just pet it and it's pretty. He's really funny. So if you haven't done it, I mean, I went into this going, oh great, it's 3 hours of my Saturday.
I know.
Oh, what am I gonna do? But it was 3 hours and you're like, we're done? Wow, where'd the time go? So, and he's like, and don't just do the memory jogger once. If you're finding it, you're not connecting with some people lately, or, you know, you're drying up, run it again. It never hurts to do it again because you never know who's going to pop in your head by letting your brain just be free.
Right.
So that was pretty cool.
That's a really good tip. I really like that. And that was a YouTube video?
He pre-sent it out, so I might be able to forward it to you.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if it's still valid. I don't know if he keeps it going or not, but
Yeah.
it's one of his YouTube videos.
I would love to like post it. When I post a team call, I'll post it in the comments.
Okay, yeah, I'll see if I can. It came out in the email, so I'll see if it's still valid and send it.
Okay. That sounds good.
The other thing that he said that got the chat room going crazy that I like too was people will say no, and then they watch you.
Yeah.
And we're all like, okay. And then we have coaches going, I've had people that 2 years later came back and said, I want to join. I want to do what you're doing. They said no, like over 2 years ago, and now they're like, yeah, I want in.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, so forget that they're watching, even though they say no, that they could be back, and they probably will be back.
Yep. People love to watch. Like they're curious about what you do, and they say no because they want to watch and make sure you're not going to quit. That's what they're
Right.
waiting
They
for.
want to make sure you're serious about it.
Yeah, so that's what, when people quit after 6 months, I'm like, why? Because all these people were watching you and they were all about to come back and now you missed it all.
Now they're all like, see, I knew she would quit. That's why I didn't join.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it didn't work for her, why would it work for me? Yeah. Then he had us make a second list. And you numbered your paper 1 to 10. And he said, okay, not counting our people that are already coaches, who do you know that's the most successful and most Here down, most successful, and that you admire the most. Okay? And he goes, you wrote them down. He goes, now how many of you have approached them? No, they're too successful. They wouldn't do it. They already know. They may not be into it, but he's had stories where they're like, they were totally on board with it. But he said, approach them differently. Say, this is what I'm doing. Do you have any recommendations for me? And what tips can you give me? And oh, by the way, do you know anybody that might be interested and can maybe you connect us? So as opposed, it's a little bit of a different approach than you would approach your normal people that how you've been doing, because you see it differently. So I thought that was pretty neat, because it is intimidating to approach those people.
All those people, your chicken list. That's
yes,
list, the chicken list.
It's the chicken list. Yep. You got to make that chicken list, and you gotta do it.
Let me just say, they're successful and in that situation because they have success habits and they think differently than other people think, and they're open-minded to things. And what we do is a really good idea. And people that are successful recognize good ideas. But you're looking at it like, well, this guy makes 120 grand a year, whatever, in their mind at least he does. I make 60 grand a year. How in the world am I going to go to him with an idea that when he makes twice what I make? It seems ridiculous to him. But you can't look at it like that. So
exactly. Right. Yep. Cool. We get these ideas in our heads, and we have no idea where they are and what's going on. I mean, they might make a lot of extra money, but they might want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Right. Exactly. Those people that are professional and successful already, they're the ones that blow these businesses up.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they already have the focus and the drive, and they know what it takes to be successful.
Exactly. Let's see. Oh, he said also a lot of your contacts are going to give you referrals. So don't think of your contacts as, oh, I've got to get them. Your contact is going to get you contact to somebody that you wouldn't normally reach.
Right.
So you got to look beyond the one person you're touching out to their network.
Right.
And I thought that was pretty, because it's easy to be intimidated with a lot of no's and a lot of whatever, but your no, that person's no might in their daily life, they could hear someone else go, oh, I'm really trying to get into this. Oh, you should talk to so-and-so. You never know where that conversation is going to come and go from. So
ask them for referrals. When they say no, don't let that be the end of the conversation. Ask them for referrals.
And also, you should be asking your challengers that don't want to be coaches, ask your challengers, because they already know how well the product's working for them. Like, if you're helping them have success, but they don't want to coach yet, maybe in the future, but not yet, don't be afraid to ask them for referrals. Your challengers. Just be, do you have anybody that might want to lose weight that, you could put me in touch with? Just don't always ask for, you ought to always ask for referrals.
Yeah.
So that's a really good tip.
Yeah, I think I sent Shelly 2 or 3 people before I'm like, hey, maybe I should try this coaching thing.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly. One of my top coaches, I had about 15 of her friends underneath me because she kept sending me people, and she eventually became a coach. And I told all of those people that signed up with me, I'm like, you need to go switch your coach to her now, because she's the one who referred you to me. So that's how I worked that. But yeah, she was like, what are you doing?
You need to get on with this if you're getting this many. Come on. The other thing that he said that you guys all say is treat this like a business.
Yeah.
And he added that and said, okay, when you go to your regular job, you have regular hours, you have regular duties you have to do, you have set things that you have to accomplish that, hey, if you don't do, then you're going to lose your job. And it's like, you need to apply that to this as well, the same way.
Yeah.
So that was big. I'm still working on what set hours equal with the full-time job and this, but,
Yeah.
Let's see.
But even if it's only an hour a day, I mean, if you're just consistent with that,
right.
That's what you need to do.
You just do what you can.
Because it's a mindset. It's like, I have 7 to 8 p.m. That's it. I got to work. I got kids. I got to pack lunches. I got, well, that's fine.
Yep. Yep.
Don't make that your excuse to do nothing. Just say, I got 7 to 8. We'll do 7 to 8 and do productive things. Do
Yep.
something to bring about results in that 1 hour you have.
Yep. He said to expand your social media contacts daily. And the best way he said you could do that is to search the hashtags. You can do that in Instagram. You can do it in Facebook, but it's not as good in Facebook.
Right.
You can actually do it in Google, and that's pretty cool. And then someone, I don't know if he mentioned or somebody else did, there's something called Topsy.com, which is a great hashtag search. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I was like, all right, there's a new place to go play.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. I'll put that in the comments when you post the video tomorrow so people can go look at it. Let's see. Oh, every day he said to spend time on personal development, and he said there's 2 kinds. Well, one we do as the group with the personal development page you opened, and that's the mindset area. You know, what the energy bus was, the entrepreneurial roller coaster. But then he said you need the skill set. And the skill set is going and watching coaches you admire, their YouTube videos, learning something different on how to do Facebook or learning how to do Instagram, something to get your skill set up and stronger in some area that you want to develop. So you should do one mindset and one skill set every day.
Good tip.
I was like, okay, we got the mindset, so.
As a new coach, I completely stalked Lindsay Matway and Scotty Hobbs. I watched every YouTube video they've ever made. And I think right now I stalk Anita Myron and Raina Odell and a couple of other coaches. I watch all of their stuff, Melanie Mitro. So I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. I don't know everything yet. So, the leaders, we gotta learn every day. It's not just mindset. We gotta learn skills.
I haven't found it yet, so just YouTube.
YouTube is a magical place.
Yes, it is. It's easy to get lost there too, though. So you got to be careful that you set a small time and then you cut yourself off.
Yep, set a timer.
Yeah. Let's see. The next thing he said that successful coaches are engaged coaches or active coaches. So I like that one. And then
I love Jimmy so much.
I know. He was great. I loved him. He said, take baby steps, but don't stop, because even if they're baby steps, you're still moving forward. So that was a big one for me.
Going back to the coaches who are engaged, there's people, and when I add someone to the coach team, like Team Fit for Life or whatever, if they're actually participating in the group and welcoming people and liking stuff and actually reading what I'm posting, those coaches are engaged. So I know they're actually doing what needs to be done. They're doing the work, and the coaches that are kind of silent and, never post, I don't know if they're engaged or not.
Right.
But the statistics say that if you have a coach that's engaged, you're going to work harder and go farther in the business than if they're not engaged.
And not only on the team page, but the weekly call every Monday morning at 11.
Right.
That is should be completely non-optional for the new coach. Now, if you have to work, that's fine, but you just listen to the recording at your earliest convenience. Yeah, you have to listen to the
replay. If you're listening,
that's all. But it's when you talk to a newer coach, you're like, well, what'd you think of the call? What call? They don't even know what you're talking about. Or I haven't heard a National Wake Up Call for 5 weeks. Or it's not engaged, at all. It's not.
One thing I think we should do is put a file out on our page and add a most common links needed, because it took me a long time to consistently be able to find where to find the archive for them, because I can't listen to the call at 11 because I have a meeting at work. I'm like, darn, if I was at my desk doing my work, I could have it in the background, but I'm always called into a meeting. So I have another reason to listen to. now that I find the archive, I'm finally starting to get in the habit of it. But it's not easy to find the archive of those calls.
Right.
So we might want to think of those kind of things.
That's a good idea. There's a couple different ways you can
Or
listen.
maybe,
You can listen to the archives or with the phone number or on a podcast. They even have a podcast channel. So that's
I
pretty
have not found the podcast.
Yep.
I haven't even bothered. I stopped looking once I found the archives. Okay, so the other thing I liked was we have pretty good questions when we engage new coaches and stuff, but what I liked was he said, ask 2 questions. 1, what's your IQ rate? And he means your I quit rate. What's going to cause you to stop and quit? I don't care how much actual IQ points are. But it really sticks to think about it.
IQ.
So that you know where to keep them from dropping off and going over that edge and quitting. You know, you can pull them back if you realize they're getting there. And the other thing he said is, instead of asking for their why, ask them who else is counting on them to make this happen. And because a lot of times that's even more powerful than their whys. And then once they answer that, ask them if you have their permission to remind them of this when things get tough, because things are going to get tough and they're going to be difficult, and they're going to need that reminder that so and so is counting on them. I'm like, that was really powerful.
That is seriously powerful. I'm so using that from now on. I haven't done that before, but I'm going to now.
Yeah. The other thing he did that I don't necessarily think we need to do, but we need to keep our eye on it, is he actually tiers his Facebook groups. So when he has a new coach group, and then he then moves them up to, he never said what he calls his other ones or how is between to go emerald and whatever. Is it 1 by 1 or is it grouped? Because he found he was having problems with like his diamond coaches asking about something something about commission, or I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. It didn't matter to me because I can filter that. But he said, so his newbie coaches were then going, what is that? What do I need? You don't need to know that yet. That's not for you. You'll get there, but you don't need to know. Don't worry about that now. So he keeps yeah, and I haven't seen that in our group, but I filter really well, and I can ignore. I'm going, oh, that's not me. I'll come back. I'll come find that if I need it later.
Right.
But that's not for me. But maybe we might want to I don't know, survey some of the newer ones and see if we might need to consider it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And overwhelmed is a 4-letter word to Jimmy. Don't say that one to him. So we should never. Yeah, it's 4 syllables, so 4 letters.
Overwhelmed.
He to him, you shouldn't be. This is about being a product of the product and telling your story. There should be nothing that's overwhelming about that.
Exactly. That's because new coaches come in and they think they have to know everything before they get going. And that's overwhelming. But that's why when I do my getting started right calls, I'm like, just focus on the 3 vital behaviors. Product of the product. Share your story. Don't worry about anything else.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. Let's see. Okay. And then 2 last things that I really liked was, and you guys have said this because I heard it before that, so I know it had to come from here, was that be here 1 year from now.
Yep.
Give this an honest year and truly be here and do it for a year.
Don't sit there for a year and do nothing and say, well, I gave it a year.
Yeah, don't pay your fee for 12 months. Yeah.
Right. Be here and work your business and be here in a year. So that was the big one. And then my other favorite that really hit home, because I am a football nut, is that
Go Pack.
Oh no. No.
Don't even say it. Go Pack,
go. Okay. He said, when a play goes wrong and the running back misses his play, he doesn't stay at the end and pout and wait for the quarterback to come and tell him he did everything right. No, he goes back to the huddle and figures out how to fix it. So,
I love
as a coach, go back and encourage right way, but don't let them. If they want to go pout, then there's nothing you can do. But you need to come back to the huddle and go from there. You go to the next play, done and over, figure it out, and go on.
That is so true.
That was my favorite.
Oh my gosh, so true.
One thing I wanted to say, because it just strikes me as so humorous that I just got to bring it up. You know, like you said, be here in a year. It's funny because there'll be coaches, like when you're first talking to them about it, like one of their objections, you know, like, well, this sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme. It's like,
Right.
I promise you it's not. It's going to take work. It's going to take time and consistency, and you still won't be rich. You'll just be making some decent money. Now,
Right.
6-7 years from now, then, you know, that's a different story. But, you know, it's certainly nothing quick about it. And then these same people, I'm telling you this from experience, because I have been doing this for over 6 years. The exact same people that'll, you know, it sounds like get rich quick scheme. Then they end up doing it. We'll be 3 months into it. They'll be like, I'm not making any money, or I'm only making $200 a month. You know, it's like, well, wait a minute. You know, you said you didn't want it to be a get-rich-quick scheme. Now you're not getting rich in 3 months, and you're complaining about it. Which way? You know, it's just so ironic. But once they're in and they paid their dues and have, you know, their skin in, you know, now they want to get rich all of a sudden. Even though they didn't want that. That was an objection at first. It's just so funny, you know, but yeah, you got to be here in a year. You know, it takes a year of consistent effort and work. Like, you know, I always say this all the time, you know, but I repeat myself because there's always new people coming on. But my first 9 months in the business, I worked like I've never worked in my life. And I had a full-time job. I mean, I worked my tail off, you know, going through my lists and contacting people every day and stuff. But that set me up. Not to where I could just ride the wave and do nothing for the next 5.5 years, but I mean, it really set me up, you know, for success. It put all the right key people where I needed it in each of my legs, and it all stemmed from, you know, bust my butt for 9 months, like every single day. And that's what it takes, you know, that kind of fire and, you know, really working. There was nothing quick about it, and I was doing the right things, and it took, you know, a long time. So, and there's people that do it a lot faster, you know, I don't want to say they get lucky, but they just happen to, you know, because of their consistency and not being intimidated to talking to successful people, you know, in a year and a half, they might be making some really incredible money and hit some, you know, fantastic ranks. But it just, you know, it just depends on the person. You know, you can't control any of that. You can just control, am I doing the things I need to be doing? And all those things will take care of itself in the pace that they take care of themselves. You know, there's nothing you can do about that. But you got to control the controllable. And, you know, you can't control what people say yes or people say no. You can't control that. But you can control if you ask them, you know. So that's what you have to focus on. Don't worry if they say yes or no. You can't do anything about that anyway.
Right. Don't go pout and
don't go pout. You know,
in the end zone.
Concern yourself and worry yourself with those things that are within your control. You know, and which is consistently going about doing the 3 vital behaviors and, you know, doing the personal development with your mindset and with your skill set and, you know, consistently inviting and engaging yourself and all those tips. You focus on controlling those things, and the results absolutely will take care of themselves. There's no way you can do all those things right and be here in 3 years from now and still not have it working. It's impossible. You know, just focus on those things that you can control, and you'll be just fine.
There you go.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
The other thing Jimmy said was that I think they've got a baby due in January. So it might be a little while before the next training comes out. But when it comes out, if you haven't done it, the 3 hours are so worth it. Yeah. And they go by really quick. Yeah. And if you get the chance to do it, get that chat room up and going, because there was even more information going on in that side chat bar that other coaches were giving just things in there based off what he said. Oh, this is what happened to me, or that was really cool to be a part of it. Just that's not captured anywhere. That's not going anywhere. It's
And he said that you have to watch this training more than once. He said that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a live class, so you have to, take the class every time. Because sometimes it just takes more hearing it a couple of times before something goes click. Oh, got it. Now I know what I need to do.
And he said he's always learning, so he wants to pass it on. So there's going to be something new in everyone, too.
Yep, exactly. I can't wait to hear his name is 15 Star. I think he's going 15 Star this week or next week.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So
What it was cool, too, we helped him. He had a bucket list he wanted to do by Christmas. And one of them was he wanted to have his YouTube channel get over 5,000 subscribers. And we blew him over 5,000 during the training. So
oh, that's awesome.
there was like 800 or 900 people, I think, on the call. And all of a sudden, all you saw was after he said that and people were double checking they were subscribed, other people were checking where his number was, and the feed just blew up. It was like, you got it. It took him like 5 minutes for his chat to come up with all of them coming through. Like, you got it. It passed. It was really cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks. Thank you so much for coming on. That was awesome. Great tips.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So, next time Jimmy has a training, I'll post it in the team because he always posts it, on the wall first. So I'll make sure you guys know about it. All right. Anybody have any questions or anything?
No, but good job, Alice.
Yes.
Yeah. You did awesome. I love your enthusiasm.
Didn't talk too fast.
No, you did great.
I'm going to get over your shyness a little bit. That's all.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming.